um, where you don't want to put expectations super high on your shots. Now, this is coming from a perfectionist. Whenever I do work, unless it's like absolutely perfect, I hate it. My own work. I'm very picky about things, and it has been something I've been working on for many years. But even with that, there is that kind of level. It's okay to be always trying to do your best to make things look as appealing and as interesting and as cool as possible. But there comes a time when you have to just go, unless I want to spend another 10 hours on this pose, I'm going to call it a day here and I'm going to move on. And then I'm going to keep going. And the thing is, you could spend, let's say, 100 hours on one pose, trying to make it perfect, trying to make it amazing. And that's going to be good. It's going to teach you a lot of stuff. But what's better is to do lots of smaller poses and get there as far as you can to where it's like, okay, now you're pushing yourself. And then once you kind of feel like you're not really progressing too far, do it again and do it again and do it again. You're not doing it super quick so that you're just like throwing together and then go and throw it together and go. There's that kind of sweet spot where you want to push yourself so that you're learning new things, but then you are not just spinning your wheels in one spot trying to refine that one perfect pose. And that's very hard to do. There's no clear-cut line. It's like, oh, once I've spent 3 hours, I'm good. There's no amount of time for that. But an area that I found really helped me to refine that idea and start building it into my day-to-day work is starting to do gesture drawings. Because gesture drawings are essentially that. You are doing a bunch of quick drawings, sometimes just 30 seconds, and just doing a bunch of them. And each one you're trying to improve. You're trying to see the pose and capture the line of action, and capture the feeling. But then 30 seconds go, and you're on to the next one, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And the more you do it, it's not going to be in one day, but like I used to do that quite often. And I think within 2 weeks the progress in my posing, especially my hand-drawn posing, was leaps and bounds better than it was at the beginning. And from there, I can just focus on adding small little things on each one. So you can do the same with animation. Instead of trying to get one pose to be absolutely perfect, try to do a bunch of poses and connect them together. It's a way for you to bring all of your skills up evenly versus just kind of focusing on one and getting hyper focused. The other problem with hyper focus is, let's say I'm trying to work on a pose. I'm trying to make it beautiful. And maybe it was just never a good pose to begin with. You never know. I've done that many times where I've worked on a pose for a shot and it's like, I'm trying to make it good, and I'm trying to do the face details and everything, and nothing's working. Why isn't it looking good? And then I actually like take a break and come back to it. And I just look at it as like, it was never a good pose to begin with. The face was not like, it was totally off. The body was off balance. It was just terrible. And I could have just moved on and then come back to it later. But no, I was hyper focused and I was just trying to perfect it right there. No. Move on and then come back. It's so much easier to improve things once you have a fresh eye. So yeah, it's that hyper focus and needing to make perfection on every single frame right off the bat is not good. This is actually something in sculpting that you do quite often, where if I'm sculpting something, let's say I'm doing a face, the body, the arms, the hands, like that. I'm not going to sculpt the head and try to make that absolutely perfect and then add the body. And then make that absolutely perfect and then add the arms. Because it's not going to feel connected. It's not going to feel like one piece. It's going to feel like separate polished pieces that got smushed together. Instead, I'm going to do the head, body, arms, hands, and block them out. Just roughly. Big details. So just big muscles, big like shapes of the body. From there, I do another pass. Head, chest, arms, hands. add the medium details, the smaller muscular details, the like bigger changes of the face, but like not the big shapes. Maybe these lines here, smaller kind of facial details. And then you do another pass, you do the fine details, the wrinkles, all of that. So you're just going pass over pass over pass on the whole thing. Animation, same thing. Instead of hyper focusing on one pose to make it perfect, go and do a improvement pass on each pose, and then come back, another pass. And you don't have to do the whole shot. I usually work in sections. So I'll do like a 30 frame section, let's say, on my shot, and I'll just, okay, improve that. Okay, I've done a quick pass, improved all the lines of action. Okay, let's go back. Quick pass, improve something else. Quick pass, improve something else. And this way you're kind of refreshing your eye each time and you're not hyper focusing. Hopefully that makes sense.